4th. They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Good afternoon and Roll Tribe, ICC fans, as we're just moments away from that Guaranteed Bank opening pitch here between ICC and the number 13 team in the country and the Northwest Rangers. Adam Gore, Michael Upton here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. Appreciate everyone that's tuning in this afternoon here. So we're going to get quite the early start here, as this was scheduled for a 2 o'clock start. The Guaranteed Bank opening pitch coming your way at 1:34. That's a 1:34 Guaranteed Bank opening pitch here in Fulton. Integrity, trust, a personal touch for all your banking needs. That's Guaranteed Bank here in Fulton, member FDIC. Alyssa Clift is getting the start in the circle here for ICC as normal. As this first pitch popped up a mile high, left fielder's going to run in, step underneath it for out number 1. So a nice start to the contest there by ICC to get a routine fly ball out to left field. And now this will bring Dunnigan to the plate. Dunnigan playing in center field, as we'll give you today's starting lineups here in the next few moments, or in the exchange of the innings, I should say. As that first pitch in there for strike, 0-1 is the count here to the center fielder, Dunnigan. Corner's kind of creeping in a little bit, not a lot in this situation. There's a shot up the middle, and that's going to go for a base hit.
Just put it right up the middle there. Duhon at short could not get all the way to the bag to get that one.
Now batting number 2, Summer Toss.
Tough play there, as ICC unable to get to the ball. As you mentioned, that was the voice of Michael Upton sitting in with us today. Appreciate Michael and all the work he's done for us this season, as we're quickly approaching the tail end of the season here. Of course, we got one more game with the Indians. As that pitch missing low for a ball, that'll be sophomore day on Saturday against Meridian. So you'll be sure and want to make your plans. Of course, weather's been a little funny this week, so you kind of want to make sure that everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be, as this pitch fouled back and off the netting for strike 1. 1-1 now is the count. We invite you to do so by following us on your favorite social media platform, most of the time on Twitter, or the app formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, at Let's Go ICC. We'll have any schedule changes there. Of course, earlier today we put out on Twitter that this game could possibly start early, and it did, as there is concerns for a little bit of weather later on, as that ball right back to Clift, and that hurt. As the runner's going to overrun the bag, but then ICC's going to go to third instead of second, so that will be a single, and they're going to come out and check on Clift, as it looked like that one might have just maybe hit her and right above the knee or in the knee area. So hopefully she'll be okay. Let's hear a quick word from Guaranteed Bank.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, as they're going to give Clift an opportunity here to take some warm-up tosses after being hit by that last pitch. Luckily, it hit the ground and popped up in here versus being a line drive. If that had been a line drive, it might have been a different story there. So good to see Clift able to hang in this situation here, and also good show of sportsmanship by Northwest as they took their time kind of getting their batter up, and want to make sure that Clift has enough time to kind of get refocused here.
Also allowing the defense to have a moment to prepare what they do now with 2 on at first and second and only 1 out. They want to make sure they have their defensive cues lined up for this next batter.
So this will be Franks coming to the plate here for the Rangers, batting in that 4 spot. Runners on first and second with no outs here in the top of the first. That first pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Franks.
She's the catcher for Northwest today. Comes in batting .286.
1-0 is the count. As we mentioned, runners on first and second here for the Rangers early on. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Franks.
And the runners that are on the base are the fastest and the lead the team for the Rangers in steals. Dunnigan has 10. Ties has 23.
So the 1-1 pitch on its way. That one up high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Couldn't get Franks to chase on the rise ball there. Hatfield pretty much playing her straight away. Third baseman coming in just a few steps on that left-hand side. The defense in the infield pretty much set. That one ripped, and it's going to be down the line, and it's going to go foul. And that'll even the count up now at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second here in the top of the first. ICC and Northwest here in game 1. This is a conference game here. Both teams have already punched their ticket to the playoffs. Now it's all about positioning whenever it does come to the playoffs. As this pitch popped up, back, and out of play. And we'll sit at 2-2. ICC can do no worse than 8th in the final conference standings. Would love to climb as high as they could, obviously. As there's going to be a flare out to the right side. It's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to test the arm, and that will score a run for the Rangers.
Just put that one over the first baseman's head, out into right field. Runner is able to easily score. But honestly, nice move by Graham there to throw to first. It's kind of a close play at the bag.
Yeah, she went for the closest out possible, but that will be a RBI single for Franks that scores Dunnigan. 1-0 is the score here in the top of the first in favor of the Rangers, and that's big for Northwest because not very many teams have been able to put a lot of runs on the board over the last few weeks against Clift, and so an early run like that could prove to be large as that pitch fouled off and out of play. 0-1 is the count.
This is Calarco, the shortstop for the Rangers, batting .255 on the year. 25 hits, 18 runs scored. 4 doubles and 4 home runs on the year for her.
0-1, and this one popped up. It looks like it's going to get out of play. They give chase over, and it will get out of play for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. This first inning is being brought to you by Raising Cane's in Tupelo. One dream, one love. That's Raising Cane's. They're located on North Gloucester Street. Proud to sponsor today's action here on the ICC Sports Network. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here from Clift. Runners on the corners. Grounder up the middle. Could it be 2? No, they're just going to go to first. Oh, might have had a chance to turn 2 there. So a break for the Rangers as they push across another run. 4-3 on the putout of Calarco, excuse me. And it's 2-0 now, Northwest.
Yeah, that was a real close. Not sure if Whitfield could have turned that to get the runner going to second.
And so now with 2 outs, this will be Owen at the plate. Pops this one up, and it's going to get out of play over on the left side for strike 1. Northwest kind of returning serve of something that ICC has done over the years. Anytime there was a foul ball coming near the dugout, the opposed ICC players would bark. So we see Northwest has borrowed that this season. So 0-1 is the count. Runner at second. Cliff's pitch. Popped up. It's going to get out of play, and we'll go 0-2.
Umpire needs some more softballs. Keep this thing moving.
So 0-2 is the count. There is 2 outs. Again, remind you we'll have the starting lineups coming your way in the exchange of innings here. So Cliff gets the signal. Set and delivers, and that pitch high for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss with the pitch to burn there. Nice job by Porter climbing the ladder to keep that one in front of her.
Owens holding off on that rise ball.
So 1-2 now is the count with 2 outs. This one hit hard, blistered toward center field. Nichols will go over and squeeze it for the out, and that will do it, but not before the Rangers score 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 left on base. Let's hear today's Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups, and let's start with the visiting Rangers, number 13 team in the country, coming in with a record of 36-8, 17-7 in conference play.
Leading off for the Rangers was Fryer, the third baseman. Batting second was Dunnigan in center field. The third batter was Ties, who's at first base today. Batting cleanup is the catcher, Franks. Batting fifth was Calarco, the shortstop. And the last out there was Owen, the second baseman. Batting seventh will be Jennings, the left fielder. Reed, the designated player, batting in the 8th position. And T.K. Kennedy, the right fielder, bats in the 9th position for the Rangers. Their pitcher in the flex position is Bruton.
That is your starting lineup there for the Rangers of Northwest. Now the starting lineup for ICC. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Owens hopes he's got that same winning combination put together here in Game 1 against the nationally ranked Rangers.
Leading off for your Indians will be Lakin Nichols in center field. Should be followed by Jordan McKnight, the left fielder, and then A.B. Marlar, your designated player, batting in the 3rd position. Batting cleanup is Matty Porter, the catcher. Batting 5th, Taylor Shands at 3rd base. Ella Duhan, your shortstop, bats 6th. Sadie Stegall, the first baseman, bats 7th. Batting 8th is Taylor Graham in right field. And rounding out the lineup for ICC is Whitfield at 2nd base. And as we said already, Alyssa Clift is your pitcher in the flex position today.
And that is your Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups for both teams here as ICC trails at 2-0 now as we get set to head to the bottom of the first. Nichols, McKnight, and Marlar scheduled up here for ICC. Lakin will be one of the sophomores that we recognize on Saturday for Sophomore Day. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Nichols. Michael mentioned playing in center field. She did record the last out of the first inning. There's a shot, but a nice grab over there at third. Throw across the way is in time for out number 1. 5-3 on the putout of Nichols. Defense was in, ready for the play, and they were able to get the out.
Yeah, with Nichols, you get a lot of that because her speed allows her to beat out some things, but third baseman well positioned to try to cut that off.
So now this will be McKnight coming to the plate, playing in left field, batting in the 2 spot. 1 out and nobody on here. It's that pitch missing low for a ball.
McKnight comes in today batting .366 on the year for the Indians.
Trying to get the bats fired up here after Northwest scored 2 in the top half of the inning. Swings on that one, and it's going to drop for a base hit.
And that's what you need to do. That's much like the single that Ties had earlier. Just drops it over the head of a baseman into the shallow outfield. So if ICC can match that and get some runs pushed around, that's going to be big early in this game.
So with 1 out and a runner on first, this is going to bring A.B. Marlar to the plate. She is the designated player here in Game 1. And so she will dig in here, most definitely has the ability to tie this one up with the swing of the bat. Little hit and run action going there. McKnight will have to head back to first as that pitch fouled off for strike 1.
AB does lead the team in RBIs with 38. Second the team with 7 home runs, and so if there's anybody that's going to get a chance to move around, that could be AB.
Well, now we're going to have a conversation amongst umpires here. Don't know if they might have called an illegal pitch or what in that situation. They're going to say she left early. I thought she did too. I'm going to be honest with you. I was hoping that they were going to call a illegal pitch, but yeah, she got a good step and a half early on the leave there. And so now with 2 outs in the inning and nobody on, this is going to still be Marlar at the plate with a 0-1 count. That pitch up high but called a strike. 0-2 now is the count. So Marlar will have to come in and guard the dish here now with 2 outs in the inning. Hits this one, fouls it off. It's going to be in play, but nobody could get to it. And so we'll sit at 0-2.
Just fighting that off, trying to stay alive here. Unfortunate to lose the runner at first base, but still an opportunity here to keep the inning alive and try to keep the Indians from getting too far behind early in this first match.
So Marlar will dig back in with a 0-2 count. Listen to that pitch outside for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss. Low and outside. Had she had chased it, makes contact, nothing but a little foul ball. So 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 offering here. They go all speed, and she chases. And a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning. Indians, after a runner leaves early, goes 3 up, 3 down in an unconventional way after that Renaissance Bank strikeout. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also an expert cartographer, an amateur alchemist, a surprisingly gifted poet.
What rhymes with encroachment?
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the second inning. 2-0 Northwest with the lead over the Indians here in Game 1. It was originally scheduled to start at 2, but due to weather concerns a little bit later on in the afternoon into the evening, both teams said, hey, if we can start this thing early, let's do so. To be honest with you, I wasn't expecting a 30-minute head start on the game, but here we are.
Caught me as I was walking in during the starting lineups.
There's a grounder to the second baseman. And the putout, as that was Jennings at the plate, 4-3 on the putout there for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. It's the second inning being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. They offer you the best in banking solutions. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. You can find out why by visiting renaissancebank.com, member FDIC. Now this will be Kaylee Reed, the DP, coming to the plate here for Northwest, who's up 2-0. It was an RBI single by Franks, and then an RBI ground out by Calarco. And that's where we're at right now on the Renaissance Bank scoreboard update. As that pitch across and goes in for a strike here to Reed. So 0-1 is the count here to Reed. That pitch runs inside, missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield's not really in, but they're kind of charging in as the pitch is delivered.
Yeah, they're playing just in front of the bags and creeping forward.
There's a slow roller, could be trouble. Whitfield gets it, scoops it over, and what a play.
Man, if that's not a What a Play Wednesday nominee right there. She makes one motion with that glove, scoops the ball off the ground, and flips it over to Stegall.
Absolutely beautiful play there by Whitfield. If she tries to toss that with her hand, the runner is safe without a doubt. So great job coming in there and quickly having the wherewithal to toss that one over with the glove for out number 2. And now this will bring up T.K. Kennedy, the number 9 batter, playing in right field here for the Rangers. Now the infield is creeping in even more now. As that first pitch high for a ball. Outfield's coming in as well in this situation.
Kennedy's a .375 batter. She does have speed with 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts.
Well, she can get something through the 6-hole. Could be danger here. So that pitch in there for a strike. As we said, the outfield playing up in this situation. So if she get anything to the gap up the middle, could be trouble. So 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs. And there's a dribbler, second baseman. It will toss it over, and we'll get it. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie for the world record. The most putouts in an inning by a first baseman, and the most putouts or assists in an inning by the second baseman, as all 3 putouts, 4-3 there in the inning. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the second inning. ICC trailing Northwest 2-0 here in Game 1. It'll be Porter, Shands, and Duhan scheduled up here for the Indians. As that first pitch, a ball. This is Morgan Bruton, the pitcher here for Northwest. As let's go inside some of the numbers being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Sure, Morgan is their number 1 pitcher. She comes in with a record of 21 wins and only 2 losses, so that's pretty impressive in this league. She's got a 2.43 ERA in those 25 appearances, 10 complete games. She's given up 46 runs.
That one fouled back, nearly finding the small seam between the netting and the overhang there. I thought for a second we might have had a chance of it coming into our laps.
She's given up 46 runs, 44 of those have earned, walked only 22, but struck out an impressive 137.
Those stats being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, as that one fouled back as well.
Meanwhile, Porter comes in today batting for the Indians, .357. She's got 41 hits, 18 of those doubles leading the team.
So 1-2 now. As that pitch outside, 2-2 is the count. It's almost like she's guaranteed a double in every series that she's played this season.
I mean, when almost half of your hits are doubles, that's pretty impressive.
So she'll dig in with the 2-2 count now. Here in the bottom of the second. Rips this one on a line, but going to be foul and out of play. Well, that's one that she could have straightened up, would have been a home run.
She has 3 of those home runs on the year. Looking for number 4 right there. She got a round on that one quick.
So Bruton, just a sigh of relief there as that one, nothing but a long strike there. We'll sit at 2-2 once again. This time tries to go all speed, reaches out to get it, but the center fielder does a great job of tracking that one down. Didn't really panic as she had to run back on the play. And that will go for out number 1. So now this will bring Shands to the plate. Shands playing third base today, batting in that 5 spot. Trying to see if they can get something going here for the Indians. The Indians do have 1 hit, but McKnight left early, so was erased from the bags. and an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning in the bottom of the first.
Taylor, your third baseman's batting .312 on the year.
Took a healthy chop at that one. Misses. 0-1 is the count.
She does lead the Indians with 10 total home runs.
Trying to spark the bats here early on against the number 13 team in the country in the Rangers of Northwest. Another big healthy swing and a miss there. 0-2 now is the count. Cloudy afternoon here in Fulton. Clouds continue to pile up as we go throughout the day. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her chasing all three of the same pitches that time. And that is going to be the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Bruton.
Yeah, we're seeing why she's been so successful on the year. She's really able to move her locations and her speeds. And so far, with the exception of McKnight, has really kept these ICC batters completely off balance.
So now this will be Duhan at the plate. And she takes that first pitch at the knees for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, we do have H.R. Grantham. It's her birthday today.
Hey, all right.
Is that pitch across for a strike? So we do want to shout out Houston Ray. She is out of Floral, Mississippi, but celebrating a birthday today. Member of the ICC family. As this one fouled back, we'll sit at 0-2.
So that means Raphael Henry baked her a cake, correct?
I hope so.
He's famous for his birthday cakes.
They are tasty for sure. As a matter of fact, don't tell him, but I tell him I have 3 different birthdays throughout a year just so I can get 3 different cakes.
It's a good plan.
0-2 pitch. This one fouled back off the netting. We'll sit at 0-2 once again.
Ella continue to battle here, trying to find some spark. Indians have to figure out how to figure out Bruton.
So 0-2 is the count here. Duhan at the plate. And she fouls that one off. The catcher holds on to it. And that'll be another Renaissance Bank strikeout, the third of the game for Bruton. We play 2-0 Northwest. We'll take a break. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here. This pizza's only $5.99? No way. This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Well, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the third inning. ICC trailing in this one 2-0 after 2 runs in the top of the first. And neither team able to get anything going there in the second as that first pitch across for a strike. Michael, I don't know about you, but the temperature of the broadcast booth right now is the ideal temperature for me to take a nap.
Nice and cool.
Yes, it is nice and cool here today for sure. Is that pitch high for a ball? 1-1 now is the count.
And for those who never got to experience the previous broadcast booth, you don't know how important that is to have some nice air conditioning that can be controlled.
Yes, and doesn't drown out the broadcast. So waiting the 1-1 pitch here. This one hit high. Right fielder's going to call everyone off and make the play for out number 1. So Fryer retired for the second time today. And now it'll be Dunnigan. She singled and scored a run back in the first inning. And then Ties, who was on deck, she singled off of Clift. And luckily, Clift was able to shake that one off and stay in the contest.
Yeah, literally off of Clift if you missed that first inning off of her leg.
This one popped up to the right side. Right footer's going to give chase and will make the play.
Got it.
Nicely done out there in right field by Graham.
Back-to-back defensive plays there by Graham. Two very different positions. She was nearly in center field for Fryer and goes all the way to the fence on the right side to get Dunnigan on a foul out.
Yeah, right now, if you're Cliff, you're loving this. Just not even a handful of pitches, and you've already got 2 outs in the inning here. Now, this will be ties at the plate. That pitch missing low for a ball, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs. We're in the top of the 3rd inning here. That pitch missing low for a ball. I want to give a quick shout out to the Bryans out at Northwest. Brian Oakley and Brian Lentz, your SIDs out there. Those guys work hard for you out there at Northwest. So next time you see them at a ball game, maybe you're going out to baseball today, be sure and tell them thank you for all the hard work they do. And no better way to thank them by buying them a nice ice-cold Coke. And appreciate Brian and Brian for all they do and help for getting ready for today's games. As that pitch swung on a miss for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. And that one fouled off. Count will go 2-2. Ironically enough, this 3rd inning is being sponsored to you by Coke. Appreciate Mike Whitehurst and Jeff Gilmore for all they do. Longtime friends of the college.
Indeed. Got to visit them last night at an event in Tupelo and thank them for what they do for all of our athletics as well as academics at ICC as well.
So waiting the 2-2 pitch here from Clift. That one missing low and outside. 3-2 now is the count.
Couldn't get her to chase, but after a 2-0 start, she's got her at full count, so an opportunity to try to get her here in the inning.
As Michael mentioned, count goes full here. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 3rd inning. And Cliff gets her for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there of ties to get a 3-up, 3-down inning out of the Rangers. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Keep watching. Okay, where's the remote?
Ugh, it's under her arm.
I'm gonna go for it.
So close.
Oh, maybe he can get it. Guess not.
I mean, can you blame him? We're delicious.
Delicious and sugar-free.
Delicious and caffeine-free. Yep. Anyway, about that remote.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning for ICC. 7, 8, 9 batters due up here. Stegall, Graham, and Whitfield. 2-0 is your score. Northwest scored 2 in the first. It was an RBI single by Franks and then an RBI ground out by Calarco. And that's where we're at right now here if we're in the bottom of the 3rd. That pitch across for a strike. Both these pitchers are doing a good job today filling up the strike zone.
Yeah, they especially Clift had a little trouble early. Of course, one of those bounced right off of her, but she's seen a much more comfortable second time around once she's seen some of those batters.
0-1 pitch. This one fouled back off the netting. 0-2 now is the count here to Sadie Stegall.
Stegall's batting .318 for the Indians. She's got 27 hits, 6 of those doubles, and 3 home runs.
Yeah, she got on about a midseason tear where like a beach ball was coming at her when she was at the plate. Is that pitch missing low and outside? Not a bad spot to miss there by Bruton. Indians would love for her bat to heat back up here late in the season.
Good crowd today. Folks continuing to file in.
And Got her chasing one way outside there for back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. Now the 4th of the game for Bruton. That strikeout being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. They are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting RenaissanceBank.com. So now this will be Graham, who has 2 nice defensively plays in the top half of the inning. Seeing if she could get some bats fired up here for the Indians. ICC with 1 hit. That was McKnight back in the first, but she was called for leaving the base early and was called out to erase the only base runner the ICC has had so far in the contest. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
That Ranger defense playing well in on Graham, expecting her maybe to bunt or slap hit here, but infield drawn in, outfield creeps as well.
Swing and a miss there. She a little late to commit to the swing. And now the count goes 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the inning. Graham at the plate, Whitfield and on deck. And just a little off speed there and confused her. And I tell you what, right now, Bruton is absolutely grooving in this one. 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game.
4 in a row, carrying back to the last inning. Got the last 2 of the second frame, the first 2 of the third. Whitfield hoping to break that streak here.
Yeah, 5 of the last 6 outs have been strikeouts for the Indians. Jenna looks at that first pitch, missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to the sophomore out of Alabama. A 1-0 pitch on its way. Late on that one, 1-1 now is the count. But right now, I'm saying if you're ICC, you step out of the batter's box, call time, something to try to get Bruton out of this rhythm because she has been absolutely untouchable. I don't know if the Indians have only maybe fouled off 3 pitches over the last 4 at-bats.
Duhan got 2 into the net in front of us. So she got a couple in there trying to work it. She worked it up to a full count. So she got a couple foul balls in there, but that's it in this last run that I can remember.
So the count is 1-1 here to Whitfield. And I think that's exactly what Coach Owens is trying to do there by calling Jenna to talk to him, is maybe just break up a little bit of this rhythm that Bruton is in right now. 1-1 pitch on its way. That one missing outside for a ball. Again, not a bad spot to miss, especially after the last few batters she's been able to get to chase those.
Indeed, that outside has worked for her well with the Indians chasing out there. Ball's getting away from them that they think they can make contact with.
Sun creeping out. Hadn't seen a lot of that today. 2-1 now is the count. This one fouled back, and we'll go to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nobody on here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. If you're just now joining us, no, it hasn't been the fastest 3 innings in the world. We started at 1:34 due to weather concerns. This game was originally scheduled to start at 2 as that pitch fouled off, and we'll sit at 2-2.
Nice nice effort there by Whitfield to get a piece of that one. Fouls it off the right side. Keep her at bat going.
Well, she's battling, trying to find a way to win this at-bat here. 2-2 pitch on its way. This one hit hard, hit deep, but right at the right fielder, and she will reel it in for another 3-up, 3-down inning of the Indians. We've played 3, 2-0. Northwest with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back as Porter says, hey, I just need one warm-up pitch. Let's get this thing going here As we move now to the top of the fourth inning, ICC trailing Northwest 4-0. Quite the pitcher's duel here. Michael, we talked about it in the early parts of the game. Northwest scoring those 2 runs early. The way these 2 pitchers have been dominant all year, could it be big? And right now that's still looming large.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 of the best pitchers in the entire conference going head-to-head here in this game 1, and that early advantage could be huge for Northwest down the stretch.
That first pitch across for a strike, as this is Franks at the plate. She had an RBI single in her only at bat so far. 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for the Rangers. Franks, Galarco, and Owen scheduled up. Now that's, I'm going to say, made contact, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 now is the count. Board showing 1-1. Now I think they're going to switch it. 0-2 is the count. Cliff looking for her second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the afternoon. And that one just missing outside. Not necessarily a bad spot to go for there.
No, almost got her to chase. She started her motion, then thought better of it and let that one go. But you do put it in the batter's head to think about, am I going to catch that corner? Do you want to swing?
1-2 pitch. And that one missing outside again. So Cliff working for that corner. Umpire not necessarily giving it to her. 2-2 now is the count here to Franks.
Thought that pitch looked closer than the one previous, but still outside under the umpire's call.
Well, those you may just have to keep working to earn it here. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
That's back-to-back strikeouts going back to ties, ending the 3rd inning.
Up the bag, number 8.
Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. As that is the 2nd of the game. We're in the 4th inning. It's the 4th inning being brought to you by Fagada's Mexican Grill and Bar. Tacos, fajitas, and other classic Mexican staples served in a casual atmosphere with some of the coolest drinks in town. That's Fagada's, located right near us here. And let's go back and look at that one, see if we caught it in the upper part of the screen, as that was an absolute laser, but a great play there at short. And you do kind of see it towards the top, so a great play there defensively.
Yeah, nice job by Duhan to lay out for that one. Timed it well. As you said, a laser shot that would have gone deep into the outfield for the 2nd out of the inning.
So now this will be Owen at the plate. We have to start talking about Fagada's more often if we make those kind of defensive plays.
We may have to talk about their Buffalitos.
No, we'll leave that alone. I was interested in that on the menu the other night. Got about halfway through the first part of it, and, well, we'll say I tried it. 1-0 is the count. This pitch fouled back off the netting will go 1-1. But I will say that, though, when you do go to Fagada's, you're going to get plenty of food.
Oh, always.
Has got a to-go box. I know you had to get a to-go box as well. That was after baseball the other night. As the count now goes 1-1 here on Owen, who flew out to center to end the first. She's going to make contact, foul it off. 1-2 now will be the count.
Cliff continuing to work that outside corner. Get these batters, when they do make contact, just to foul like that.
And so now the count will go 1-2 with 2 outs. Owen, who is playing second today.
Cliff looks to still be feeling the effects of that contact earlier when she got hit in the leg.
1-2 pitch. Popped up. It's going to get out of play. And so we'll sit at 1-2 once again.
So you're continuing to kind of stretch it out. And that last throwback, she had to jump for it when she came down. She was a little ginger there, so we'll continue to watch her and see how that's doing.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Cliff to Owen. And she fouls it off to keep the at-bat alive, and we'll stay at 1-2. Well, big night across the state last night for junior college athletics as we had the Mississippi JUCO Sports Hall of Fame. We were able to induct Tim Dillard as this year's inductee here at ICC, and great night to celebrate all those inductees across the state. But when you get to put somebody like Tim Dillard, man, it's a special night.
Such a quiet, soft-spoken guy.
This pitch fouled off the netting 1-2 is the count. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there with us as he was with the Brewers broadcast team out in San Francisco, but he did make a video speech to kind of speak on behalf of the class of 2025. You can visit our YouTube page. Just search Let's Go ICC. That's all one word, Let's Go ICC. You can see that video and many other ones that we've had throughout the year. 1-2 pitch. Lifted. Nichols will jog over, back, and will get it for the out. So Lakin will retire Owen for the second time in a row as ICC will send the 1-2-3 batters to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Got to find something going here. Back with more right after this.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back. Back in the game. Back in motion. Back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-2-3 batters due up here for ICC. It'll be Nichols, McKnight, and Marlar scheduled up here. Lakin grounded out to the third baseman in her first appearance of the day. Stands in, takes that pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count.
Unfortunately, one of only four in the lineup to put the ball into play, as Bruton got a lot of strikeouts in that first pass to the lineup.
There's another dribbler, and it's going to be a foul ball. Smart play by third, because if she tries to come up and charge that one with the speed of Lakin, she probably beats that one out without an issue. But instead lets the ball go foul, and now the count goes 0-2. McKnight on deck. She had the only hit of the day, but left early once she got on base to be called out. So 0-2 is the count. And that's going to be a flare, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Nicely done there by Nichols.
Yeah, great way to just get that out there. I don't know if you caught the third base umpire on the camera or not, but he was in a lean-in motion trying to watch it and not get hit. And it missed him as well.
So a big hit there, as for the first time today, ICC will have the leadoff batter on, and now this would be McKnight. She singled kind of the same way as Nichols did in her only at bat so far. And so she will dig in. That first pitch high for a ball.
And with Bruton continuing to work on the outside corner of these Indians, if they can time it right and make those little down-the-line hits, that may be where they can find some advantage until she pitches into a different area.
So 1-0 is the count. That one outside but called a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Might be the first time today that Bruton's kind of fell behind the batter, even though it's only 2-0.
I believe you're right. Having Nichols at first base may be playing on her mind a little bit. She leads the Indians with 29 stolen bases.
Ball gets away, and she will head down to second without an issue. And now the Indians will have a runner in scoring position here.
It's what we've said the Indians needed to do, get somebody on, get some pressure. As Coach Andy Kirk always says, once you've got people on base, it puts pressure on the pitcher. They make mistakes. You really can change things by having people on base.
So now the count goes 3-0 after Nichols advances on the pass ball. And that one taking the whole way that tie. 3-1 now is the count here to McKnight. The left fielder is shading her a little bit more down the line. If she can get something to the gap over the head of the shortstop, who is actually favoring the third base side as well. So if she can hit something up the middle and get it past the pitcher, could be trouble. Instead, she's going to take that for ball 4, and a nice at-bat there by McKnight. And now the Indians, runners at first and second with no outs, and A.B. Marler coming to the plate.
Yeah, that's the first free pass of the day issued by Brewer to the Indians. So a big opportunity here with your RBI leader coming to the plate with 2 on and no out.
So Marler will dig in. She struck out swinging in her only at bat so far today. Is that ball in the dirt? Beautiful job there by Franks to scoop that one up and keep the runners at first and second. And Northwest wants to come out here and kind of talk to Bruton. First time today we've seen her struggle.
Coach Owens also going to talk to his batters, his runners, make sure everybody has a game plan for what's going to happen offensively as well as defensively.
Of course, we do want to remind you this fourth inning being brought to you by Fagata's Mexican Grill and Bar. Also, other sponsors, the ICC Baptist Student Union, the ICC Wesley Foundation, and Bank Okolona, all proud to sponsor ICC Athletics. And not to forget Sam's Town Market in Manatee. Our good buddy Sam, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics. He's also the PA for basketball and football. And still waiting to hear the official word on what we're going to do for Chop Day. He could be there, so I'm pretty sure Sam's at Chop Day. If we're able to have it that night due to the weather, you probably get an autograph or two from him.
Oh, that'd be nice. Maybe an autograph, maybe a coupon for Sam's Town. That's what I'd need.
Yes, most definitely.
I'd love his signature, but, you know.
Yes.
Some free steaks ain't going to hurt either.
Not at all, as some of the Northwest players were actually outside the dugout warming up, and the third base umpire, he's not happy with them. As
yeah, and it's making
he's kind of
he's unhappy that they didn't lock the bullpen gate as well.
He was not. I'm not saying he was being rude, but he was speaking with purpose to tell him either get in there or get in the dugout. Marler takes that first pitch inside for a strike. 0-1 is the count, or excuse me, 1-1 is the count. Now the Rangers have gone behind the dugout, so apparently they do not like the pitching area. Marler shows a bunt. There's only going to be one play, and it's going to be too tall.
There's going to be 1 run comes in.
1 run will score.
The second one.
2 runs will score, and ICC ties it up on a surprise sacrifice bunt that turns into an error by Marler.
Nice play. That's why you tell Little Leaguers, you run out everything. You never know what's going to happen. And by that error on the by the pitcher there, she threw a wet ball into almost the ICC dugout, and 2 runs score. It's a whole new ball game now.
What a play there. I don't know that anybody other than the girls wearing the white uniforms with blue pinstripe knew what was going to happen there. And a great job cashing in on that surprise bunt. Force the error, 2-run score, and Green now will come in to run as a runner here, representing the go-ahead run as we're now got a 2-2 contest. Wow. This is going to be Porter coming to the plate.
She flew out to center field in her first at bat.
Takes that first pitch high for a ball.
Green, the pinch runner at second, good speed. She's got 11 stolen bases. Makes her fourth on the team,
So 1-0 is the count here to Porter. And that one missing 2-0. When we talk about Porter, she seems like she's always got a double in her pocket for the series. And right now would be a great time for her to reach in that pocket and pull out a double here. 2-0 is the count. Runner at second. Green representing the go-ahead run here for the Indians. That pitch high. 3-0 now is the count. Bruton, as we said, was dialed in. She struck out 5 straight. And now ICC, credit an error, has tied the ballgame up 2-2. That one taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count.
Yeah, 3-1. Looking for a good pitch she can do something with here. As we've said, she makes those long contacts and uses her speed.
And that one in there for a strike. Porter thought it was a little low, but Coach Owens looking at her, clapping, said, hey, you got this, let's go. 3-2 now is the count. And this one lifted deep center field and off the wall. Well, there's the double we were calling for, and ICC takes the lead.
She misses a home run by inches, Adam, as she hits that yellow piping along the top of the wall. Does get that RBI double, and now ICC has jumped ahead, 3-2.
What a rally by the Indians here. It's Green. As soon as she saw the ball bounce off, she was heading home, no doubt about it. We have a pitching change as a Guaranteed Bank call to the bullpen. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. ICC leads at 3-2.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank. We're more than a bank. We're a community.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank. We're more than a bank. We're a community.
Welcome back as ICC has rallied to take a 3-2 lead after an RBI double by Porter that scored Green, who was running for Marlar, who reached on a two-base error on a surprise sacrifice bunt laid down. And now ICC tries another one, but this one's going to be fouled back as this is Shands at the plate. So that one will go for a strike. 0-1 is the count. There's still no outs in the inning. ICC with a runner at second.
It's a new pitcher for the Rangers, number 13, Abby Rogers from Brandon, Mississippi.
Is that pitch missing for a ball?
She comes in with a 2.51 ERA, a record of 7 wins and 5 losses in 27 appearances. She's given up 43 runs, 32 of those earned.
This time we'll lay a bunt down, but it's going to be called foul. And now the count will go 1-2.
Rogers has walked 25 but struck out 71.
Get on the line, let's go.
So 1-2 now is the count. Shands at the plate. Swings on this one off the netting, and we'll sit at 1-2. So the Indians have scored 3 here in the bottom of the fourth. There is a runner at second, still no outs. 1-2 now is the count. And fouls this one off. Michael, this shows you kind of where my head is today. Did we talk about the new pitcher?
Yeah, I just gave the stats on
I thought you did, but I'm having another side conversation about another half of my job, and I was just like, well, let me make sure just in case.
Yeah, we shared about Rogers. And again, kudos to the Indians for chasing Bruton, one of the best pitchers in the entire conference. And
that pitch high and outside, 2-2 now is the count here to Shands. The joys of trying to multi-purpose sometimes. You zone out. 2-2 pitch. And this one held on to, and that will go for a Renaissance Bank strikeout. The first of the game for Rogers.
First out of the inning, so ICC still here with room to work. Runner on second, only 1 out. It's going to bring up Duhan, the shortstop.
She struck out swinging to end the second part of a 3-up, 3-down inning. So looking to redeem herself here with a runner at second. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. We saw a big-time double off the bat of Porter. We said she leads the team in doubles this season. Would love to see a carbon copy of this one here from Duhan. This one hit, fouled off the netting, and we'll go 0-2. Well, it all started with a Nichols single out to left field. She advanced to second on a pass ball. A walk to McKnight, And then a surprise sacrifice bunt laid down by Marlar. It turned into a throwing error by the pitcher that allowed 2 runs to score. Marlar advanced to second. She was replaced by Green. An off-speed pitch, and it was a beauty, and they'll tag her for the strikeout. But to finish that, Green came in to run, and it was a double by Porter, who is currently at second. And that's where we're at, 3-2 right now with 2 outs in the inning. And my, oh my, that was a beautiful changeup.
It was. Just completely had her fooled there.
So now with 2 outs and a runner at second, this is going to be Stegall at the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Nice job by Rogers to come in and stop the bleeding in a hurry here for the Rangers.
Yeah, she's working a first pitch strike to all 3 batters she's faced so far.
There's going to be a flare. Second baseman, though, will make the play, and that will end the inning, but not before the Indians put 3 runs on the board on 1 hit and 1 error and 1 left stranded. 3-2 Indians with the lead after 4. Let's take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC Athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 5th inning. ICC with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take a 3-2 lead here. Remind you that ICC baseball in action this afternoon. They're in Senatobia. That game is scheduled for a 3 o'clock start, but here's the kicker, and I was talking with Brian Lentz in the exchange of the innings as this pitch is going to be hit, and it's going to go to the second baseman. No issue there. Throw across in time for the putout. Well, the Region 23 golf tournament that's going on in Tunica right now is in a weather delay.
Uh-oh.
Well, if you know anything about where Tunica is versus where Senatobia is, well, Robinsonville, I should say, versus where Senatobia is, that line could very well move that way. So hopefully they'll be able to dodge some of the storms there out in Tate County. Be able to get that one started again. It's available at 3 o'clock on nwccrangers.com/watch. That pitch across for a strike, as this is Clift still in the circle here. Reed is at the plate. She grounded out 4-3, and her only at bat so far in the contest. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Reed. She is the DP this afternoon here in Game 1. Waiting the 1-1 offering here. There's a line drive, and it's going to get through for a base hit. Just beyond the outstretched glove of the third baseman. So it's one of those, if you're Clift, you just tip your cap and say, good job. As that breaks up. 12 straight batters that have been retired. So that was the first hit. You have to go all the way back to Lulu Franks in the first to find the last hit by the Rangers. So a big-time clutch hit there by Reed, as she now represents the tying run with 1 out here in the top of the first. And now this will be T.K. Kennedy at the plate. Takes that first pitch for a strike.
Kennedy grounded out to the second baseman to end the second inning Would love to see her roll a ground ball there again and see if we can't get a little Caesars double play here.
0-1 is the count. Left side of the infield creeping in a little bit. That pitch finds the outer edge.
Yeah, these 9-hole batters often are speedy and slap hitters, so I think the defense is preparing to look for anything she might do to try to advance Reed along from first base.
So 0-2 is the count. There's a grounder. There's one, and the throw, or actually Whitfield a little delayed getting there. She is playing further towards first base, so they do get the fielder's choice. 6-4 on the putout of Reed. And now we'll flip it back to the top part of the lineup with 2 outs in the inning. And this will be Fryer coming to the plate. Well, Lentz told me, said, hopefully he won't be jinxing anything by sending me that text. Well, guess what? It is now pouring in Senatobia, so they could be having a delay there in Game 1. So we'll have a quick break here as I was meeting in the circle. Back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, as Coach just wanted to make sure everybody's on the same page. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at first. And this will be Fryer at the plate. The always dangerous Ellie Fryer, who is 0 for 2 on the day. Looks at that first pitch high for a ball. Do have plenty of good speed on the bases as well with TK Kennedy as she reached on the fielder's choice.
He's got 12 stolen bases, only been caught 3 times.
So 1-0 is the count. This one's going to be hit out of play, and we'll go 1-1.
Fryer's flown out both times she's been at the plate today. Once to left, once to right.
So 1-1 now is the count. 2 outs. Indians looking for the exit. Rangers trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the top of the 5th. Game 1 between ICC and number 13, Northwest. Runner goes. This pitch hit, and it's going to be off the light pole and back in play.
Just misses the first base coach there.
Banana ball, you could have had a chance to catch that and record the out, but it hits the turf. No harm done, and now the count goes 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at first. Here for the Rangers, we're in the top of the 5th. Fryer at the plate. Clift in the circle. Pitch coming. This one popped up. Mile high, right fielder steps in and records it for the out. And that's a big time out there for the Indians as they get out of the inning with no damage done. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, but before we do that, let's hear about our summer camps coming up here at ICC.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
Join us for Chop Day at ICC on April 24th at Eaton Field for a day filled with great food, exciting football, and community fun. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., enjoy a variety of food trucks at the Crane Pavilion with the first 200 students eating for free. Then, starting at 6 p.m., Butch Lambert Stadium opens with a free kids zone, concessions, and Chick-fil-A available for purchase. At 6:30, catch the ICC football team scrimmage, followed by Chop Like It's Hot, an on-field dance party featuring DJ Cole from 7:30 to 9 p.m. That's Chop Day at Itawamba Community College, April 24th.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We head now to the bottom of the fifth inning for ICC to be the 8-9-1 batters due up here. It was a big-time 3-run bottom of the fourth inning to give ICC this 1-run lead here over the nationally ranked Rangers out of Senatobia. Rogers in the circle here after the Indians chase Bruton. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Graham.
Rogers came in and did a good job of closing out that inning and stopping the bleeding. She's worked ahead of most of those batters.
That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Graham struck out swinging. That was 4 in a row strikeouts for Bruton before ICC finally roughed her up a little bit. As that pitch high and outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. And it was 2 runs in the top of the first. It was an RBI single by Franks and an RBI ground out by Calarco. As that pitch in there for a strike, 1-2 is the count. Then ICC got a single by Nichols to start the bottom of the fourth inning. She advanced on a pass ball. Then a walk was issued to McKnight. And then maybe one of the biggest surprises of the afternoon, it was a bunt laid down by Marlar, who is known for her power. It caught Northwest by surprise. They threw the ball over the head of the first baseman. It was a 2-base error that allowed 2 runs to score to tie the game. And then it was a double off the bat of Porter, who scored Green, who entered to run for Marlar. And that is your Renaissance Bank scoring update here in the top of the fifth. That last pitch fouled off. Umpire thought the catcher was hit by it, so he gave her a little extra time. And reaches out to get that one and fouls it off. And it was slicing away from the third baseman. And so the count will stay at 2-2.
Nice job by Graham here, continuing to battle these 2 strike pitches. Fouls them off, but still there.
This fifth inning is being served up to you by Little Caesars here in Fulton. There's a shot. Shortstop's going to have to hurry. Throw across is in time. Great diving effort by third. Might have been a break that she didn't come up with the ball there. As now there is 1 out here in the inning. They're located on, that's Little Caesars. That's located on South Adams Street here in Fulton. Now available on DoorDash, making the best value for delivery or carryout with the great taste and great deals. That's Little Caesars right here in Fulton. So now this will be Whitfield, the number 9 batter. Takes that first pitch high and outside for a ball. She put good contact on the ball last time after battling at bat, but it eventually resulted in a fly ball out to right field. And so she takes the first pitch high for a ball. Second one low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Whitfield.
I think this is the first time Rogers has been behind a batter, 2-0, since she's come in.
So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. That one across for a strike. We got Coach Wilson joining us here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. Indians coming off another outstanding year in basketball. As that pitch missing low. Appreciate Coach Wilson coming to hang out. Probably what happened was, I think Coach Case probably sent over here to make sure we're behaving.
That's very possible.
So now the 3-1 pitch. That one runs inside for a strike. 3-2 now is the count here on Whitfield, the second baseman. So now Whitfield's going to have to guard the dish here. Rogers looking for the second out of the inning. That one ripped, but what a play over at third. My goodness.
I thought she had timed that one right to get it correctly, just to get a shot down the line, but good quick reaction time by the third baseman there to snag that one.
What a play. You saw it right there on the Little Caesars instant replay. You got to be special because she was playing in on the play there. And that's why they wear those masks over there on the corner. So an impressive play over there at third for the second out. And now this is going to be Lakeland Nichols coming to the plate. She singled and scored to get that 3-run inning started for the Indians in her last at bat. This is that pitch across for a strike, evens things up now at 1-1.
Defense playing way in on her, as they have done a lot of the batters today.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Listen to that pitch outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Nichols.
All the outfielders continuing to creep as well.
Well, she can hit something
a lot of
hard
big
up
gaps
the
in the center. I mean, she might, with her speed, she could be on third base without blinking.
Listen to that pitch high for a ball. 3-1 now is the count here to Nichols. If she were to reach, then McKnight would be up next for the Indians. ICC would love to find a way to spark a 2-out rally and tack on an insurance run here in the bottom of the 5th. This one popped up, but right at where the center fielder was played, and that goes to show why you do some scouting and where you can set them up. Nicely done there to get the out to end the inning. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Indians as we played 5. 3-2 is the score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. ICC up in this one 3-2 after a 3-run 4th inning. It's going to be Dunnigan, Ties, and Franks scheduled up as there's a roller to second. Whitfield gets it, tosses over in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you like if you're Clift.
Indeed, and that 4-3 combo pretty strong for ICC today as that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4-3 putouts so far.
Out the bat, number 2.
And so now this will bring Ties to the plate. She singled her first time up, struck out looking to end the 3rd. And so she'll dig in with 1 out and nobody on. Grounder to short. Toss over. In time, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
That is what we call working efficiently.
And so now this will bring Lulu Franks to the plate. She's also 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single that drove in a run in the 1st. Struck out swinging to start the 4th. And so with 2 away, Rangers trying to avoid the extremely quick 3-up, 3-down hitting in the top of the 6th. ICC would love to get back at the plate quickly here. And they do. 3 pitches, 3 outs. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. The Indians get the quickest 3-up, 3-down inning possible there, as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Extremely quick inning there. Matter of fact, 3 pitches, 3 outs. Just what you wanted there if you're ICC in the 6th inning. That's being sponsored by Samstown Market in Manatee. Just a short drive from Tupelo and Fulton. Samstown Market offers a diverse selection of products from fresh hand-cut meats to locally sourced products and snacks. And I know anytime Coach Kirk is in town, which he's in town right now, that means he's got a cooler in his vehicle, and he's going to stop by and check out all the fine offerings there at Samstown Market the next chance he gets.
Going to get Miss Dana some steaks and him some pork chops if I had my guess.
And so this will be McKnight, Marlar, and Porter scheduled up here for the Indians. That first pitch runs inside for a ball. McKnight is 1 for 1 on the day. She was called for leaving early for an unconventional 3-up, 3-down first inning. Then she walked and scored in her last at bat. And that pitch drops in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs with McKnight starting us off here. There's a shot to the shortstop, gets it, throws it across the way, and the put out 6-3 to retire McKnight. Didn't have a whole lot of room to wiggle there as a good strong toss from the shortstop, Calarco, to get the first out of the inning.
Nice stretch by Ties as well to make sure that was handled cleanly at the end of that exchange.
So this will be Marlar, who had a sacrifice bunt that turned into a 2-base error that allowed the game to tie up with 2 runs scored. She also struck out in her first at bat. That pitch on the outer edge for a strike. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that anybody outside the dugout, other than the players on the field, knew that surprise sacrifice bunt was coming. And boy, it worked in a big way for the Indians.
That is way to go against the scouting reports there. Catch them when they're sleeping, not prepared for that. When you rush to throw, you make the mistake, and ICC benefits.
So waiting the 1-1 pitch here. Off speed and falls off the table just a bit too soon. Wow. Borderline pitch going the way of the Indians there.
Yeah, a nice job by AB to hold off as she started her motion, thought better of it, pulls back, gets the call.
So 2-1 now is the count here to Marlar. That pitch outside, not a bad spot to miss as she's got Marlar to chase on those a couple of times. So now the count goes 3-1 here to Marlar. Porter is on deck for the Indians. 3-1 offering coming here. Marlar rips that one but pulls it foul, and we'll go full at 3-2.
Yeah, she gets her timing on that one a little better. That could have been doing some damage. Unfortunately, just pulls it right out the dugout for the Rangers.
There's a shot up the middle. It's going to get past the pitcher, and Marlar reaches on a single. Nice at bat.
Yeah, effort there by Rogers to try to stab at that, but can't, so it just chops right up the middle into the outfield. So she reaches base, back-to-back opportunities here.
And now this will bring Maddie Porter to the plate. 1 out and a runner at first. Well, I just turned on NWCCRangers.com, and they ain't playing for a while, folks. The Tarp is out in Senatobia for Game 1 in baseball. And looks like ICC may be making a move here to bring in a runner in this situation. If that is the case, that will be the second time somebody has come to run for Marlar. And it will be number 22, Hodum coming in to run. So Marlar cannot re-enter the contest after being run for 2 times now.
But in a close game like this, Coach Owens is making those strategic moves that he thinks best for his team. So I want to take advantage of this. Only 1 out. And here comes the double machine that is Maddie Porter to the plate.
So maybe she's got another double in her pocket here as the India is trying to pick up an insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th. She shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. 0-1 is the count.
That would have, once again, had she laid down a bunt, caught the defense unprepared.
That pitch right down the middle for a strike. Nice job by Rogers to kind of calm down and battle back here, getting ahead of the count, 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner at first. Not a bad spot to miss there. As we talked about, Porter very aggressive at the plate. Couldn't get her to chase one. 1-2 now is the count. So the 1-2 pitch, all speed. This one lifted. Left fielder's going to give chase and will be able to get underneath it for out number 2. Well, there you thought for a second, Michael, the way that one kind of jumped off the bat, but just got underneath it.
Yeah, underneath it, and really no wind, so to speak, of at that moment to help her out to lift it toward the scoreboard either.
We're going to have a batter coming in here for the Indians, and this is going to be number 9, McClendon, I believe, coming in to bat, Maddie McClendon. So McClendon will talk things over with Coach Owens. She has been clutch for the Indians in these situations, so ICC hoping she can come up clutch here with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, runner at first, and the Indians trying to tack on an insurance run here in game 1, leading the number 13 team in the country 3-2. You got Hodum over at first, running for Marlar. That pitch in there for a strike is Rogers says, okay, that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to throw it right down the middle and see what you can do with it. 0-1 now is the count here to McClendon. That pitch outside. 1-1 now is the count here to McClendon. So we said a runner at first with 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. ICC leading it 3-2 over the number 13 Rangers of Northwest. This ball popped up and will be in foul territory, and luckily nobody could get to it there as it falls to the turf. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, thankfully, first and third are playing in on McClendon, and otherwise Ties might have had a chance to get a hold of that one. She just missed it, but she had to come from a little further than a traditional position.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McClendon looks at that pitch low and outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. McClendon fouls that one off, and we'll redo it all over again at 2-2.
Continue to work, Rogers. Seeing more pitches.
So Rogers gets the ball back now. She's taking her time, trying to get refocused here, trying to find that third out of the inning, but ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally here. 2-2 pitch, all speed, and it's a beauty. First base was not open as the runner will try to head to second.
But you're right, first base was not open.
First base was not open in that situation.
Advance.
And there's 2 outs, and so does it? No, you have to throw them out in that situation. So there was 2 outs. That's right.
What do we always say? Every time we come to the ballpark, we see something new.
And that's the first time I've seen that, but you're right. Good call, Coach Wilson up here. Basketball coach knows better than I do in that situation.
You forget he was a baseball all-star.
That is true.
Basketball was his second passion, and he decided to help out the basketball world with his skills at Jackson State.
There you go. And here's the great thing. How do you score that?
I'm going to say it's a drop third strike, but she reaches on a –
So it would be E2?
Yeah.
So –
because she doesn't make the well, is it –
Well, no, if it's yeah, it'd have to be E2. That was the last one.
The only way she can advance is a drop third strike.
So yeah. So this will be Zoe Goodman coming to the plate. Yeah, I'll honestly say I've never seen that before. So the Indians stay alive here. Runners at first and second after a bizarre E2 is that first pitch missing for a ball. Now, of course, when we talk about stats, they're always unofficial. But the only thing I could figure is that's what it would be because the catcher got the ball off the hop after the swing and a miss and then tossed it towards the circle versus going to first. And that's just going to be one of those unfortunate errors if you're there for the Rangers. Goodman looks at that pitch, runs inside. 2-0 now is the count.
As we're singing Coach Wilson's praises, we cannot forget, as we're reminded here by Coach Kirk, that he's also an all-star kickball player. So any of you who have not been able to witness that, well, I called him the sleeper player that day. I was like, who is that guy? Day one of the job, and he's out there wrecking the kickball field.
He was a ringer is what he was. because he wasn't on my team. And so that game's under protest. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here on Goodman.
Goodman pitch hitting for Duhon in this position.
Trying to come up with a clutch 2-out hit here, especially after that error. She pops this one up, and it's going to run into the netting. And so that will even things up now at 2-2.
Nice effort by the third baseman. We've seen her play great defense today, laying out to try to get to that one before it hit the protective net.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the 6th, ICC up 3-2. That pitch runs up high. And they're going to try to say it hit her in that situation. And he's going to appeal to the infield umpires. And judging by... And now we've got a fan kind of get a little chirping there as home plate umpire did not necessarily like the conversation. And they're going to say did not hit her. I could kind of tell by the body language of the umpires they weren't going to come back and overrule that one. Because a lot of times if it did hit them and the home plate umpire didn't see it or misses it, a lot of times you see one of the umpires come in on a hop. That time they're just kind of laying back like, really, you gonna make us do this? So the count will go full here at 3-2. And Goodman pops this one up. It's going to drift over in foul territory, but the first baseman will be there to make the play. We played 6. ICC leads it 3-2. Can the Indians find 3 outs here in the top part of the 7th to come away with the win here in Game 1? We'll find out. So we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. ICC 3, number 13, Northwest 2. As there's a shot up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Calarco starting the inning off on a positive note there for the Rangers. And the tying run is now on base. So after the previous inning, we saw a 3-up, 3-down, 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out. Now it's 1 pitch, 1 hit. As we'll have a runner coming in here for the Rangers. That's going to be Jen Smith wearing number 1. She represents the tying run here in the top of the 7th inning.
Pinch runner on first base.
Game 1 between ICC and the number 13 Northwest Rangers. High drama here in Fulton this afternoon. Alyssa Clift in the circle. This will be number 20. Owen coming to the plate here for the Rangers. No outs, runner at first. Owen will dig in. Shows bunt, lays it down, it goes foul. Strike 1.
In her previous 2 at-bats, she flew out to center both times, but this time looking just to get something on the ground and advance that tying runner over.
Yeah, each time she flew out to center, she was to end the first and in the 4th. And so she will dig in here, as she said, trying to advance that runner into scoring position. Fouls the first bunt attempt off. See if the bunt will still be on here. It is. Lays it down. It's only going to be one play, and it's going to be to first, and it's in time. So the runner will advance, so it will be a sacrifice bunt. You go 5-4 on the putout of Owen. Runner does advance. That's a sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They meet Monday nights at 7:07 in the Fine Arts Building. Reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That is the ICC BSU. So one out now. Tying run at second.
Now batting number 27, Emma Jennings.
And this will be Emma Jennings, the left fielder, coming to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of ground outs to second. And then she gets his ground out to second here. Won't necessarily be a bad thing other than being the second out of the inning. Clift will toe the rubber, checks her wrist, and now sets to deliver the pitch. And there it is, grounder to second. Throw over is in time, and that is out number 2, but the runner does advance to third. And so now the tying run is at third here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs in the inning, and this is Kaylee Reed, who singled in her last at bat. Will be coming to the plate here with a tying run at third, trying to force this one to the bottom half of the 7th. 3-2 ICC with the lead, looking for the exit. Rangers trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the top of the 7th. Clift in the circle, her first pitch, low and outside for a ball. Porter fakes the throw down to third, and I think everybody in the stadium held their breath for a second.
Trying to make sure Clarko stays as far away from home plate as possible.
1-0 is the count here to Reed. She was erased on a fielder's choice after that single in her last at bat. Pops this one up, and it's going to drop, and we'll have a tie ball game. Clutch hit there off the bat of Reed as she just jammed her up a little bit, was able to muscle it up to the outfield, and we're tied at 3. Well, now if you're the Indians, wipe that off. Get this third out and see if you can walk it off in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being the home team. You're going to get that last at bat. So Kennedy's grounded out a couple times here.
That was a beautifully executed run manufactured there by the Rangers. It's that pitch missing 4 ball. They were able to reach on a single, then a sacrifice bunt, then a ground out to the right side of the field, put the runner at third, and then just a 2-out hit. Was able to tie us up here at 3 in the top of the 7th. Slap hit, shortstop's going to have to hurry. Throw across the way is not in time. That was just a little slow hopper, and the speed of Kennedy that we've talked about was able to beat that one out. So back-to-back singles now. The go-ahead run at second, still with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. High drama here in Fulton as Coach wants to come out and talk things over here. Timeout on the field. Let's take the timeout with them. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Kirk Herbstreit is a man of many talents. Not only an athlete and a sportscaster, but also a skilled swordsman, a master chef.
Needs more lavender.
A wonder at word games.
2 tries, every time.
But his true talent lies in the art of banking.
With Renaissance Bank's great products, rewards, and easy-to-use online tools, every transaction is a masterpiece.
You might refer to Kirk as a Renaissance man.
But I call myself a Renaissance man.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still here at the top of the 7th inning. Looks like we might have a runner coming in here for the Rangers. Massing will come in to run in place of Reed. Number 14 entering to run at second.
Pinch runner on second base, number 14, Aubrey Massing.
So Massing will come in representing the go-ahead run.
Now at the bat, number 6, Ellie Fryer.
And this is Ellie Fryer, 0 for 3 on the day. Flown out to left and flew out to right twice. Indians trying to find the exit here. At first pitch, outer edge for a strike.
Just going back to where she's been strongest throughout this lineup, attacking those batters on the outside corner.
0-1 is the count here to Fryer. Infield at regular depth here with runners at first and second. 3-3 contest. This pitch hit, fouled out of play for strike 2. Well, there was a clutch 2-out hit by Reed that scored Calarco that started the inning, and we're tied now at 3 here in the top of the 7th. Game 1 between ICC and the number 13 Rangers of Northwest. 0-2 is the count. Clift getting set to deliver the pitch. That one just high. Good eye holding off on that one. As 1-2 now is the count here to Fryer. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 3-3 is the score here in the top of the 7th. Shot up the middle, and that's going to get past the pitcher. And they're going to ask the run to score, and they will. And then the throw gets away. The runner will be unable to advance as that ball just passed the outreach glove of Alyssa Cliff as it was hit right back up the middle. And another clutch 2-out hit there by the Rangers. Folks, you're not in the top 15 by accident, as that was a clutch hit there. And now the Rangers have stormed back with 2 runs here in the top of the 7th to take a 4-3 lead. Indians still looking for that final out of the inning.
And Northwest, as you said early on in this inning, doing what they had to get that first run by manufacturing it with the little things, but continue to get 2-out hitting and putting balls right where the defense cannot get to them.
So now this will be Dunnigan at the plate. She singled back in the first. Looks at that one. It's going to be hit and foul down the line for strike 1. Well, they're still in a rain delay with baseball out in Senatobia. 0-1 is the count here. 4-3 now is the score. Rangers have rallied with 2 here in the top of the 7th to take the 1-run lead. Runners at first and second. 0-1 is the count here to Dunnigan after that foul ball. Cliff getting set to deliver the pitch. Off speed, grounder to the shortstop. Scoops it up, throws it over. Nice stretch at first for the final out of the inning. But a big inning there for the Rangers. They get 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. ICC trails it 4-3. Is there some magic here in Funkytown? We'll find out as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
At Little Caesars, get a large 2-topping pizza for only $5.99 when you order online. Wait, did I just say $5.99? Get out of here! This pizza's only $5.99? No way! This is $5.99? You're joshing me. You're saying this pizza perfection is only $5.99? Oh, you're crazy for this. Hey, pirate, get your hook off my $5.99 pizza. Choose a large 2-topping pizza for the unbelievable price of $5.99 when you order online. Only $5.99? What?
Pizza.
Welcome back. That's the pitcher out in Senatobia. A lot of rain. The tarp is out for those watching on Let's Go ICC TV, that is. As it's 4-3, Rangers have rallied to take the lead with a pair of runs in the top of the 7th inning. As it will be Sadie Stegall, Taylor Graham, and Jenna Whitfield scheduled up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch popped up. Infield will come in and squeeze it for the out number 1. And so quickly 1 away here.
Not what the Indians needed. They get some folks on base, and a 1-pitch out is exactly what Rogers wanted.
So now this will be Taylor Graham, who is 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out to short in her previous at-bat. Takes a healthy swing at that one, missing for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here. As we said, Indians need base runners. That pitch high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 runs. Both those runs coming with 2 outs in the inning has given the number 13 Rangers the 4-3 lead here. That was in the top part of the 7th. That pitch high. 2-0 now, or excuse me, 2-1 now is the count. We're in the home half of the 7th here. Graham, Whitfield due up. Or excuse me, Graham at the plate. Whitfield due up here with 1 out in the inning. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. Nice job by Graham being patient here. Knowing the situation, knowing ICC needs base runners on the bags here. Awaiting the 3-1 offering here from Rogers. That pitch runs inside. Umpire gears with the edge. Now the count to go full at 3-2.
Yeah, he's been working her outside the entire at bat and then comes back inside to get strike 2 there.
So waiting the 3-2 offering here. And that one runs inside. Northwest fans wanted to strike, but a little low for the umpire's liking. And now ICC, with one out, does have the tying run on the base. And they've got good speed in Graham. And now this will be Jenna Whitfield. She hit the ball hard in her first at-bat to fly out to right, and she was robbed of an extra base hit on an absolute blistered shot to third base. And so Whitfield is due here in the bottom of the 7th. That first pitch missing outside for a ball.
Yeah, she worked that last at-bat, about 9-10 pitches, just kept working before that laser line out.
So 1-0 is the count here to Whitfield. That pitch in the dirt. 2-0 now is the count. Now Northwest wants to come out and talk things over here with their pitcher. And Rogers, we saw Northwest kind of running some trouble like this earlier in the contest. ICC was able to manufacture a couple of runs to tie the game before eventually taking the lead there in the 4th. So coaches want to come out and kind of get them refocused here with one out in the inning. Tying run at first here for the Indians. 2-0 is the count here to Jenna Whitfield. If she were to reach, and then we go back to the top part of the lineup, and Nichols. So again, high drama here in Fulton this afternoon. Game 1 between ICC and number 13 Northwest. 4-3, Rangers score 2 in the top of the 7th to take the lead. The Indians trying to scratch across at least 1 here to force us to extra innings. Would love to wait to find 2 here and walk it off in the bottom of the 7th against the number 13 team in the country. 2-0 pitch. Missing. 3-0 now is the count here to Whitfield.
It's going to give her the opportunity to really find a pitch she wants, maybe something she can drive in that gap into right center or left center, either one.
She was taking the whole way that time, actually dipped out of the way of it, and that's just been the call today, all day today. Anytime it's 3-0, unless it's something just way outside, the umpire has called that automatically a strike on those 3-0 pitches. That one ripped, and Coach Owens showing off some speed down there to get out of the way of that one. 3-2 now is the count.
And that's unfortunate that that's been the procedure today on those 3-0 calls, because that ball's very inside.
So count now goes full. 1 out, tying run at first here for the Indians. Whitfield awaiting the pitch, all speed, lifts it. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it goes foul. Well, that would have scored a run if it stays fair, because Graham is quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog over there at first base, and she was already halfway to third by the time the ball hit the turf. And so a big-time break there for the Rangers, as we would have had a tie ball game. So the count will stay full at 3-2 with 1 out and a runner at first, and Graham, who reached on a 1-out walk. And a nice at-bat there by Whitfield. Fouled off some pitches and earned the walk there. Back-to-back walks now put runners at first and second with only 1 out in the inning. And this is going to be Lakin Nichols coming to the plate here for ICC.
This is what the Indians needed. You had to have the base runners to try to tie this up and keep it alive, maybe get a win.
Well, the big thing for the Indians right now, the tying run is at second. If the Indians can get something down to the outfield, could tie this game up. Lakeland shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a strike. Third baseman charging in hard there. Boy, if she can get a push bunt towards shortstop, with the shortstop having to cover third, as we're going to keep it wide in this situation, let you see how the defense shifts. And there's going to be one, and it's going to be a foul ball. And boy, that was close, but a good call there by the home plate umpire, as he did not hesitate to call that a foul, as it was caught in foul territory.
But a good defensive effort by the Rangers to know what they're supposed to do in that situation and would have gotten the lead runner.
So 0-2 is the count here to Nichols. This is that pitch high for a ball. Now the count goes 1-2. So you saw how the defense was shifting there. The shortstop having to cover third base again. If she can get just a little bit of a bunt to push towards the shortstop, could be a huge situation here for the Indians. 1-2 is the count. Nichols calls for time, and the umpire will give it to her. Drama here in Fulton. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Tying run at second. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Northwest. There's a shot, and it's down. And they're going to load the bases for the Indians.
That's exactly where you wanted to go, Adam. Just right up into the shortstop hole. When she's crashing the third, there's nobody there until the center fielder can come in and get that.
Clutch hit there by Lakeland to come in and load the bases now for the Indians with only 1 out here in the inning. And now to be McKnight coming to the plate. Tying run is at third. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Boy, what a wild pitch would do right now for the Indians. Said that pitch outside for a ball. I say that, but Franks has been money today behind the plate for the Rangers.
That same defensive lineup, and they're crashing the same ways. Anything that could be lifted right over the shortstop's head into shallow outfield would be huge.
And that pitch low and outside. 2-0 now is the count. Bases loaded. Tying run at third here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out. McKnight at the plate. And time is taken here as Franks wants to come out and talk to her pitcher. Let's hear from Guaranteed Bank and be back with more right after this.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back as the umpire kind of walks halfway out there to break up the huddle. Northwest will come back. Bases loaded. Of course, when we talk about bases loaded, we do want to remind you fans, when you're ready to load your plate, just like the bases are now, make the right call and visit Samstown Market in Manatee. So this is McKnight. She did have a hit back in the first inning. Looks at that pitch. It's inside for a ball. 3-0 now is the count. No place to put her. 3-0 is the count. Bases loaded here for the Indians. The tying run is at third base. We're in the bottom of the 7th. McKnight looks at that pitch, taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count.
Still here with the 3-1 opportunity.
So McKnight will be awaiting the pitch. And we will walk in the run. We've got a tie ball game here. Great job there by McKnight, earning the easiest but maybe biggest RBI of her career. And we're going to have a call to the bullpen here for the Rangers. Bases are loaded, 1 out. ICC's got a chance to walk it off here. 4-4 is your score. We're going to take a break as we got a Guaranteed Bank call to the bullpen. Back with more right after this.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
So much drama out at ICC. 4-4 is your score. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bases loaded with 1 out. And this is going to be Hodum coming to the plate here for the Indians. Northwest, the number 13 team in the country. ICC trying to walk it off. Here's the new pitcher in the game, the original starter, Bruton, into the contest. That first pitch across for a strike. Hodum at the plate, batting in place of Marler, who has substituted twice in the contest. You've got Whitfield at third, representing the game-winning run for ICC. Hodum thought about that one, holds off. Now the count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded, being brought to you by Samstown Market in Manatee. Indians looking for some magic here in the bottom of the 7th. Hodum looks at that pitch high. 2-1 now is the count. Hodum will walk out of the box, look down the line to Coach Owens. Gives the signals now. As we said, bases loaded here for the Indians. The only run you care about is the one at third. Bruton, she gets her numbers from the dugout. Toes the rubber and sets to deliver the pitch. Hodum, heavy swing and a miss. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 1 run has scored to tie it up. ICC trying to walk it off in dramatic fashion here. Pitch on its way. Hodum, swing and a miss, and they clutch. Renaissance Bank strikeout there by Bruton, who has re-entered to pitch in the contest. So that gives her 6 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day.
Now batting number 13, Maddie Porter.
So now this will bring Maddie Porter to the plate. Porter had an RBI double back in that big 3-run 4th inning. Can she come away with some magic here? Bases still loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Porter looks at that first pitch across for strike 1. 0-1 is the count here. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, tied contest. Bases loaded here for the Indians. 4-4 is your score between ICC and the number 13 Rangers of Northwest. Porter waiting the pitch. Looks at that one. It's called strike 2. Did not like those first 2. So now she's got to guard the dish here. Can Bruton come in? Much like Rogers did whenever Bruton ran into trouble earlier. Rogers came in and bailed her out. Bruton trying to do the same here. That pitch missing low. Not a bad spot to miss there with a pitch to burn. 1-2 now is the count. 4-4 is the score. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Porter at the plate. Bases loaded here for ICC. Bruton's pitch. High for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Porter. Here both fans getting fired up here at Andy Kirk Field. Indians trying to walk it off here against the number 13 team in the country. Bruton's pitch. This one lifted down the line, but it's going to go foul.
Had a thought and a prayer for a second there, Adam.
So a big sigh of relief there for Ranger fans as that one knifed foul. The count will stay at 2-2 here to Porter. Again, bases are loaded here for ICC. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Porter at the plate with a 2-2 count. And then she gets one off the edge. Going to try to come home with it, and they just beat it. What a play there by Bruton to have the wherewithal of not panicking. Scoops the ball up, knew that she had the force at home, and came home to get out of the inning with minimum damage done. My, oh my, what a ball game we've got going here, folks. We're going to head to the 8th. 4-4 is your score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
When injury knocks you out, Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. We will get you back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the 8th inning. My, oh my, what a game this has been. An instant classic here between ICC and the number 13 Rangers of Northwest. ICC nearly walked it off, but a great play by Bruton to get the force out at home. And we're tied 4-4 here as we go to the 8th. This is Ties at the plate. A healthy swing and a miss there for strike one for Ties. So 0-1 is the count here to Ties. We've got Ties, Franks, and Calarco due up. This one hit hard, hit deep, down the line, and it's going to be out of the ballpark. A solo home run to start things off here for Ties in extras, and that's a big-time shot there. As Ties will go in, and a little hot dogging going on out there around home plate. Obviously, somebody has watched the University of North Carolina celebrate a home run this year. And a big-time shot off the bat, though, of Ties to start the inning. And this game has gone back and forth since the opening going of that one. And that one just on a rope found its way out of the ballpark. 5-4 now is the score in favor of the Rangers here in the top of the 8th. That pitch, nice job by Cliff to come back and find the outer edge for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. So no balls, one strike, no outs, but a big swing of the bat by Ties. As this one rip, but it's going to be fouling out of play. And so now the count will go 0-2. So no balls, two strikes, and no outs. As this is Franks at the plate. Off speed, pitch outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Well, right now, if you're the Indians, you put that last at bat behind you here and focus on the one in front of you. See if you can get out of this inning with minimum damage done and a chance to tie it up in the home half of the 8th. 1-2 pitch. This one popped back off the netting, and we'll stay at 1-2. So one ball, two strikes, and no outs. Big time hit by Ties. A solo home run makes it 5-4. Northwest here in the top of the 8th. This one lifted, could be trouble, and it will get down. And a nice job there by Nichols backing up the right fielder who had to go for a long run on that one. Couldn't get to it as that one drops for a single. And so now with no outs and a runner at first.
Now batting number 8, Carly.
The Rangers trying to get something going here in the top of the 8th.
Cliff been working a long time today. They've been able to go through the lineup 3 full times now. This is the 4th time they're all getting to see her, so they're able to time her up a little better, it looks like.
That pitch missing low and outside. Ball one. 1-0 is the count here. Calarco at the plate. She had that big single to start the 7th inning. Eventually came around to score to make it a tie ball game. Shows bunt, pops it up, and it'll go back off the net. 1-1 now is the count. Well, that was just a great job by Northwest. You have to give credit where credit's due. That leadoff single, and then they sacrificed the runner to second. A ground ball to the right side, put the runner over at third, and then it was a 2-out hit that tied the ball game. And they were able to come up with a clutch single by Fryer, her first hit of the day, and gave them the lead. But ICC answered in the bottom of the 2nd with a bases-loaded walk, as this one's going to be a flare out to right field. The right fielder can't make the diving catch, and they will have to hold that one. If she makes the diving catch, it would have easily been a double play, as Northwest was gambling on a hit and run there. But now everything going the way of the Rangers so far here in the top of the 8th.
Indeed, as they took off for that one. Nice effort there, right field. Diving for that one, just can't quite get the glove underneath it.
And we got time taken here. That's one of those situations, as we said, you don't get to be the number 13 team in the country by accident. You get those hit and run situations where, yes, you're diving to the field, that ball will drop for a base hit in that situation. If you're not that type of team, you don't get those plays. So credit Northwest for rolling the dice, coming up with the big-time play, and putting runners on the corners here with only no outs in the top of the 8th, and they're trying to build on this 5-4 lead here in Game 1. Quick timeout. Let's hear from Guaranteed Bank.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Renaissance Bank, not scoreboard update, but kind of a update in general as baseball, well, they're not going to play it today, as they will postpone it until tomorrow. They're going to wait to decide a time. So just too much rain going on there in Senatobia for them to be able to make it happen this afternoon. So it will be a washout there in Senatobia. So they'll try to do it again tomorrow. We do invite you to follow us on your favorite social media platform at Let's Go ICC, and visit letsgoicc.com for more information on when that game will be made up. So your situation here, runners on the corners, no outs. Rangers trying to build on this 5-4 lead after that brief talking to there for the Indians. As that pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Runners at first and third here for the Rangers. They lead at 5-4 after a solo home run by Ties to start the inning. That one fouled off. And she nicked it that time. 0-2 now is the count. The Indians right now, you just want to focus on getting that first out here in the inning. Runners on the corners here for the Rangers. Clift in the circle. 0-2 is the count here to Owen. Pitch on its way. This one a grounder to second. There's one. Are they going to go for two? No, but the run will score in that situation. So it will be a fielder's choice. 4-6 on the putout of Calarco, but the run does score. And a productive out there for the Rangers as they add another run. It's now 6-4. And a runner at first with one out here in the top of the 8th. This will be Emma Jennings. She is grounded out to second in all of her at-bats so far. Ahead of that one, swung on foul for strike one. There is one out in the inning, but the Rangers gladly trade the out for a run as they now lead this one 6-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. 0-1 is the count here to Jennings. This one popped up. Shan's going to give chase out in foul territory and makes the play. Nice job there by Shans to find out number 2. That's a big out there.
Now batting number 3, Kaylee Reed.
And now this will bring Kaylee Reed to the plate. Reed is 2 for 2 on the day. She had that big RBI single to tie the ball game in her last at bat. Her courtesy runner, who was number 14, Massing, eventually came around to score the go-ahead run before ICC had the answer in the bottom of the 7th. Indians lead bases loaded there in the bottom of the 7th. As that first pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. There is 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Rangers have put 2 on the board. ICC looking for the exit. Rangers wanting to get that merry-go-round spinning here with a 2-out rally. Reed at the plate. Clift in the circle. The pitch on its way. Outer edge for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here to Reed. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. At what has been an instant classic, and that's what you typically get when you see Northwest and ICC get together, no matter the sport, as that pitch misses outside 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first here for the Rangers. They've already scored 2 here in the top of the 8th to lead it 6-4. 2-1 pitch from Clift. And that one missing low. 3-1 now is the count. Clift kind of a glare back at home plate, wondering where that last pitch was. Umpire kind of looked back and motioned low. As now the count goes 3-1. Clift gets the number now, addresses the rubber, set to deliver the pitch. That went inside and called a strike, as now the count will go full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. Indians looking for the exit here. Reed want to do what she did last time and spark a 2-out rally here for the Rangers. 3-2 is the count. Clift getting set to deliver the pitch. Grounder to the shortstop. Gloves it. Throw to second is in time for the out. And ICC will get out of the inning, but now they've got a little bit of work to do. Need to score 2 to push it to the ninth, 3 to win it. Here in the bottom of the 8th, we'll take a timeout and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Get ready for an action-packed summer at Itawamba Community College. From slam dunks to show tunes, ICC has a camp for everyone. Dive into athletics like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, and even band camp. Or explore your creative side with drama camp. Want something hands-on? Check out our advanced manufacturing camps for students and teachers. Spots are filling up fast. Sign up now at letsgoicc.com. That's letsgoicc.com to find a full list of our summer camps here at Itawamba Community College.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, now as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. ICC trailing number 13 Northwest 6-4 here in the bottom of the 8th, needing 2 runs to send it to the 9th, 3 to walk it off here in Fulton in game 1. Shands, tried to do what Ties did in the first at bat, and that was a solo home run by Ties to start us off in the 8th. Shands, a healthy swing and a miss there for strike 1. Can't catch up with that one. 0-2 now is the count. Bruton, who started the game, got replaced, and now back is in line for the win here this afternoon. 0-2 is the count here to Shands. And she'll pop this one back in to get out of play towards the basketball courts. And we'll stay at 0-2. Basketball / pickleball courts, as they've added pickleball to it. Coach Wilson up here with us. I understand he and Coach Hayslips have had some mighty tough pickleball battles going over there on the courts. And a nice low pitch there, and Shands couldn't come up with it in a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to start the inning for Bruton. I've got that as 7 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the game. 1 out now. And this is going to be Ella Duhan coming to the plate here for the Indians. ICC needs base runners in this situation. Trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch missing low for ball. Indians loaded bases in the bottom of the 7th. Got a bases loaded walk. And then nearly had a chance to walk it off, but a great heads-up play by Bruton not to panic after dropping the ball that was hit right back to her. As that one's going to be fouled off. 1-1 now is the count. As she was able to find it, toss it home for the force out to get out of the bases loaded jam there. In the bottom of the 7th inning, ICC only able to plate 1 run in that bases loaded situation. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That is the situation here. Duhan at the plate. Nobody on base. ICC trailing this one 6-4 here in extra innings. Duhan tips that one, fouls it back. 1-2 now is the count. Thought that one might have caught the umpire, but he is like me, not tall in stature, so that one able to fly over his head with no incident there. Good to see. So now the count 1-2 here on Duhan. Going to have to guard the dish. Pops this one up, and it's going to get out of play, and so she'll have another opportunity coming up here after that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the 8th, ICC trailing number 13 Northwest 6-4 here in game 1. Well, they started this game about 30 minutes early in hopes to be able to beat some of the weather that's headed this way, and per normal, once you do that, you're going to have extra innings, and this pitch is going to be popped up and to the third baseman for out number 2. So now the Indians down to their final out. As this will be H.R. Grantham coming to the plate. Houston Ray will come in to bat here in place of Sadie Stegall. This 8th inning is being brought to you by the ICC Bookstore. ICC fans, visit ICCMSbookstore.com/ICC. That's ICCMSbookstore.com/ICC. You can purchase polos, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. There at the ICC Bookstore. Lee Adams and all the crew doing a great job. If you're on campus, they've proudly served Starbucks as well. Go by and check them out. So Grantham at the plate, trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians in the bottom of the 8th. That first pitch missing low for a ball. "1-0 is the count here to HR. Swings on the rise ball, misses, strike one. 1-1 now is the count. Well, the Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally here, trailing by 2. Invite you to stay tuned for the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Is that pitch? Woo! It's HR's birthday, but the birthday gift going the way of Bruton is that one in the other batter's box. Called a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Swing and a miss, and Bruton comes back in and gets the win as the Rangers hold on to win it by the final score of 6-4 here in Game 1. As we said, an instant classic between these two rivals here on the diamond. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
That's what you do, but I just don't know which way to turn. I'm about to dance in my brain.
Welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC falls in Game 1, 6-4 in 8 innings. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. You can find out why by visiting RenaissanceBank.com. We now welcome Michael Upton back to the ICC Alumni Association Foundation broadcast booth. And Michael, just talk about this one, an instant classic between these two teams. We always say when ICC and Northwest gets together, it's usually a wild evening, wild afternoon, and that's what we had here in Game 1. This game recap being brought to you by Bank Okolona.
Yeah, just a great matchup. Northwest able to jump out early in that first inning. ICC cuts off the bleeding and then storms back for a lead, and then back and forth at the end. ICC has opportunities with a lot of base runners in the 7th, just can't push ahead that winning run, and Northwest finding it in the 8th and able to take the victory here in Game 1.
Take a look back at some of these highlights from today's game. Bank Okolona has proudly served North Mississippi for more than 90 years. Locations in Okolona, Houston, Manatee, Bruce, Tupelo, and their newest branch proudly serving Aberdeen and the surrounding areas. That's Bank Okolona, member FDIC. Let's take a look at some stats and the final line of the day being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. They're helping you get back in the game. Visit OINMS.com. Final line for the Rangers, 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. For ICC, 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Scanning through real quick, you had Fryer with a hit, Dunnigan with a hit, 2 hits for Ties, none bigger than that solo home run she had to start the 8th. 2 hits for Franks. You had 2 hits for Calargo, and then another big hit, 2 of them on the day for Reed, but the biggest hit of the day when she tied it up there in the 7th. And 1 hit for Kennedy. For ICC, it was 2 hits for Nichols. McKnight had a hit. She did draw a bases-loaded walk. She did walk twice, scored once in that situation. You had Marler with a hit, a double by Porter, and that rounds out the hitting there for the Indians. And got a little bit of meat left on the bone here as we got to name our Samstown Market star of the game. ICC fans, remember, be the star of your next home cooked meal by visiting Samstown Market in Manatee. From locally sourced fruits and vegetables to imported specialty items, Samstown Market caters to a diverse range of taste and preferences there in Manatee. And Michael, I'll let you kind of go ahead and maybe pick somebody that stood out to you today.
Well, I know that she's not happy with the end performance, but Alyssa Cliff to go 8 innings against one of the best teams in the country and really limit them except for a few spots here and there. I mean, you've got to give it up to her and the workhorse that she's been for this team all year long.
Yeah, Alyssa Cliff, I'm going to go with A.B. Marler. The power hitter that's known more for home runs came in and had that sacrifice bunt that turned into a 2-base error that allowed ICC to tie the game and eventually take the lead and really kind of swung momentum the way of ICC. So I'm going to go with AB on that unselfish play of the game there as my Sam's Town Market star of the game. Well, that's going to do it here for Game 1. ICC drops a heartbreaker in extra innings by the final score of 6-4. As we mentioned, no baseball today. They have been rained out in Senatobia. They'll try again tomorrow as we'll take a break and come back in about 20 minutes here with Game 2 between ICC and Northwest here on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.